Lights, camera, and what do they say? Yeah, that's right. That's right. Action. I'm Greydon, and I'm your guide through the deep dive into the world of movies right here on the director's cut.
1002.
Mr. Burgundy,
1003.
Helen said that you needed to see me.
Oh, Miss Corningstone. I wasn't expecting company. Just doing my workout. Tuesday's arms and back.
Well, you asked me to come by, sir.
Oh, did I?
Yes.
Oh, it's a deep burn. Oh, it's so deep.
That's right. Just as Miss Corningstone saw, this is going to be a deep dive tonight, a deep burn tonight, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the director's cut, as I said. And look down below. Like, see, you can see our website right there, thefanent.com. If you're watching me on YouTube, it's right down there, the Fan ENT, right where you guys are watching me live tonight. We have Instagram, the Fan ENT, Facebook, where you can also watch all of our program at the Fanatics ENT right down there. The Director's Cut the Director's Cut TFN right there on Twitter. That's the Director's Cut personal one, I should say. Not my personal one, but the Director's Cut one. So check that out. And right down there's our Twitch, where you can check all the great podcasts that we have going on the Fan ENT. If you want to follow me, Greydon, right there. You guys can check me out at all my socials down in the description below. And you can find me at the Bin Buster all over social media. I just want to welcome you guys here today to Spooktacular. It's like I'm doing an entire month of spooky movies, and this one is no exception to that rule. Just remember to hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, hit the bell notification for more videos like this. Whenever I talk about movies or we talk about anything that interests and piques your fandom, check us out right here at the Fanatics Network, your hub for all your fandoms. So without further ado, let's dive in. As you guys can see, what I'm talking about right there tonight is Saw X. It's Saw X. It's the newest movie in that franchise, number 10. However, it's not necessarily number 10 chronologically. I'll get into that in a little bit. But first, like I always do, I start the show off. Let's see who's here watching live tonight. My notes are right up here. Let's see. Yo, it's Justin. Greydon, what's up, my brother? Dude, what's up? What's up, Justin? How we doing tonight, man? Hope you were excited to talk about this movie and check it out. Yes, I'm as I always am. Don't try and give spoilers, but there's stuff in here if you've seen at least the first 6 or first 8 movies. I'm not talking Spiral. I'm not throwing Spiral in there. If you've seen the first 8, then there's no spoilers for you then in this one. What's good, Grid? Hey, it's my. Which one is this? How's it going, broadcast? The guys are from the future. They're in Australia. They're from the future, folks. So check them out. They have some great content. The Broadcast Podcast. It's awesome. I love that. The Broadcast Podcast. To me, that's just very clever. But anyways, right now I usually give you guys a little synopsis, but right now we're diving straight into the story arc. As you guys see, Saw X is what we're talking about tonight. And this movie is actually should be 1.5, if you know what I mean. This one actually takes place between 1 and 2. I say that because what I'm about to tell you happens chronologically between 1 and 2. So it's not necessarily anything per se, anything in particular that is crazy or anything like that. It's technically speaking, it's takes place between 1 and 2. So if you've seen the first 2, you're good for this movie, pretty much. But there are little Easter eggs in this film that pay homage to everything else that's come before it. Because, like I said, it's in franchise order, it's number 10, but chronologically, it's actually number 2. Crazy, huh? Let's dive in. As you guys know, Tobin Bell's back in this one after missing since like what was it, 6? Let's see. Yeah, since no 3. Yeah, 3. They killed off the character in 3. That's right, they killed off the character. He was seen in flashbacks because of Jill, his wife, but they killed off Tobin Bell's John Kramer in 3. And so they did this, and they brought him back. It's fans are excited. It was the second rated movie this past weekend with like I think 13 million because Paw Patrol beat it out with 18. So it was a good time for that. And here we go. My boy Tim's here. What up, TK? We're me and TK are down in the dumps just because our teams suck. Our sports teams suck. Well, you should know all about that because Tim and I are from Chicago. We have nothing to root for really. So we're talking this movie, and hopefully this movie, Tim, can get your mind out of anything happening in Chicago, sports wise, that is. But anyways, thanks for showing up. Tim does an awesome job on the website. Check him out there. Check out the Tim King Show, the AEW watch-alongs, SmackDown watch-alongs, which are now going to be watch-alongs. There's not going to be a show afterwards where they're going to discuss it. It's just watch-alongs going forward. What's going on, Director Greydon? Happy Tuesday. Thank you, Ivan. Circle Debate. Check him out. He has some awesome shows there, especially Circle Debate and Top Rope Wrestling Talk. Yeah, I always get that one wrong. It's awesome. Check out his channel. Ivan does great things. He also says, so this all sold out, which was an interesting surprise. It was. And like I said, as you came in, Ivan, it's in regards to Tobin Bell being back and Shawnee Smith, two of your main characters in your entire franchise. It's amazing when you bring back someone that fans love, how well it's going to do. And considering Jigsaw and Spiral were probably the death knells, and they said, "Oh, we're never going to do another one." The writers of those two movies went back to basics in this film. So there we go. Yo, on the Sidelines Podcast, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel too. We got Dylan here saying, "What's good, G?" Not much, Dylan. How you doing? Check out Dylan's Dome Field Advantage podcast right here on the Fanatics Network. Great show about the Saints and everything. His recaps, his things where he interviews talks the upcoming game with fans of the other team. Those are amazing. Check out his stuff. It's amazing here. And what is it? It's not. Oh, but he has another show coming out with some other friends of his. So check that out. It's coming here. And lo and behold, I know she's watched this. Kayla, how you doing tonight? I got a question for you, Kayla. Comment and tell me right now, should I spoil the mid-credit scene? Because it's fantastic. Should I spoil that tonight, or should I leave them in suspense? It's up to you, Kayla. You let me know. Because I normally don't, but I'm excited about that one. So I'm leaving it to you. You tell me. Yeah, Sir Bear suck. Well, what doesn't suck is this movie. But it was great. Yeah. Tim, you know what? We're getting into that. I'm just bringing up my notes right now, ladies and gentlemen, because I have my notes right here. My camera's here. My notes are here. Let's dive in, shall we? I just want to say thank you for everyone for showing up tonight. And here we go. Like I said, this takes place between 1 and 2. So as we know in 1, we see how John Kramer do Dr. Gordon. He was teaching him a lesson. Gordon cuts off his foot and learns his lesson, and we see that there, and the guy is staying in there for dead because he doesn't learn his lesson. John Kramer just shuts the door, and that's where we leave it. So this one picks up a couple suspense. Mid-credit was awesome. Make them wait. Yeah, thanks, Kayla. Yeah. I will make them wait. Okay. So when we first do this, we always get that trap that kind of sets a tone for the movie, shall I say. And this first one was pretty weird. You see it right there. Usually the poster one's the one that they show right away. It's called an eyeball trap. And I'm calling it that because the premise is they're wearing these goggles, and those tubes they're wearing those goggles, and what those tubes coming up are vacuum hoses. And this guy was really strapped to a chair. He had like little pulleys on his fingers, on all 5 fingers, and he had a little dial. He had 6 seconds. He had to spin the dial and his fingers would break one by one by one by one by one. Every 6 seconds that he spun it. If he didn't spin it, the vacuum would trigger and his eyes would pop out of his sockets, so to speak, killing him. So it was either you live with a broken hand and learn your lesson, or you die by your eyes being sucked out. So that was kind of awesome to see in the beginning. It was kind of the dream sequence. It's kind of what they kind of do with everything. Yeah, I agree, Kayla. It was kind of cringy too, but usually those beginning traps are in these movies. So we're going into the actual story right now. John Kramer, like I said, Tobin Bell is back in. This is John Kramer. This is why this is such a huge movie right now. John Kramer told that due to his advanced brain cancer, we know this because we find out in one, find out in two, and we find it out in three. But this is not what kills him in three. You haven't seen that? Check that out, because I'm not going to tell you that because we're talking X tonight. And he only finds out that he has months to live. He attends a cancer support meeting where he meets Henry Kessler, who claims to have gotten a terminal diagnosis. A physically destitute John later encounters a seemingly healthy Henry. Later, notice that he's seemingly cured from a terminal illness, and he seems to him later, and he's completely healthy again. Cured by an experimental Norwegian treatment conducted by a group led by Dr. Peterson, with a D, Peterson, like the Eagles coach, Doug Peterson. A desperate John contacts the doctor's daughter, Celia Peterson, who refers him to a clinic in Mexico City. Yes. So John Kramer's in Mexico City in this one. John is driven to the clinic. Once he gets there, John is driven to this clinic by the driver named Diego. I looked up these names again so I can tell you who was who in what trap, so you guys can understand the movie a little bit better. He clinic by taxi driver Diego and meets Celia and her team, Mateo Valentina and Dr. Cortez, as well as a young woman named Gabriella, who claims to have been cured by Cecilia, and another patient, Parker Sears, who just underwent surgery. This is getting good, folks. This is going to get good. Here we go. John also meets Carlos, a young boy who lives nearby, and the two bond when John fixes his bike, because John doesn't like hurting kids. He thinks him and Joe were expecting, and that kind of sent him down this path when they lost their baby. Kind of sent him down this path, and the cancer diagnosis didn't help one bit either. We learn that in the later films. John goes under for surgery, and when he wakes up to Cecilia informing him that he is now cancer-free. Finding a new lease on life, John purchases a gift for Gabriella. However, upon returning to the clinic, he finds it abandoned and realizes the whole operation was a scam. I don't know about you guys, but if you have never seen any of these movies, the one thing you don't want to do is scam John Kramer. Oh, that's just things start rolling now. Oh, because you need to teach people a lesson, John. You need to teach them to be better people. Oh, you scammed him? He's coming after you guys now. Deducing that Dr. Cortez was Diego, the taxi driver, in disguise, John kidnaps him and places him in a trap where he must remove explosives wired to his arms by cutting through his flesh. Literally, his hands are taped up. This is trap number 2 in the movie. So this is Diego. His hands are literally like this with a scalpel at the end. So they're literally duct taped like this, and he has a bomb right here. So what he has to do is he has to take the scalpel, go underneath the flesh, underneath the skin, and into the muscle to get out the bomb. So you can get out the wires and everything. So pretty much with this, he has to do this in under a minute, otherwise these bombs are going to explode. They really don't tell us to begin with if it's going to kill him right away. The bombs exploding blows him all the way up, but we see the grotesqueness. We see it happening as he's cutting the scalpel. He can't really hold it and cut precisionally, so he's stabbing himself and cutting like this and everything. So it's crazy how this happens. And the bombs implanted to his arm. So cut the bomb from or explode, like I said. My fake Kayla's comment. Never. Karma's always coming back for you. Just scam John Kramer, and he finds out. That's true. Or if you lie about being a Jigsaw survivor, he comes for you too. Sean, Sean Patrick Flannery, anyone? But anyways, so that was Diego's trap that he has to do. Diego survives the trap and gives up the information of everyone involved in the scam. So now he knows everyone who's involved in this scam. Jigsaw's apprentice Amanda Young. Yes, we have Shawnee Smith back as Amanda in this movie. She's amazing as his accomplice. She's always amazing in this franchise. I'm kind of glad they didn't use her so much in the other movies too, because and he had other accomplices. I'm not going to tell you who they are. You guys have to watch those and figure them out for yourself. But she, in my opinion, is looking up to John as a father figure, where most everyone else looks at his other assistants, his other apprentices look at him as an equal. Kind of look at him as uh, kind of look at him as a equal, whereas where Amanda looks at him kind of like a father figure. We got Dango in the house. What up, Dango? How you doing tonight, man? What's good, G? Just talking movies on a Tuesday. Like movies come out physical releases on Tuesday, so I'm glad I do the talk movies on Tuesday. So that's awesome. Anyways, we're now into Valentina. If you guys can't remember, Valentina was one of the four scammers that scammed John. Valentina is tasked with severing her leg with a Geely saw. Okay, so this is called the wire trap, or as I'm going to call it, the wire trap. She has this wire that's running like this across her, as well as then she has. So these next ones have 3 minutes to escape. So she has 3 minutes to escape. Um, Wire neck trap. Her leg with a Geely saw. So if you're not sure what a Geely saw is, it's just a steel wire that's sharp that you use it back and forth motion to cut through objects. She has to cut off her leg and drain the marrow to get the key that John planted in her leg. Think about that for a moment. He implanted a key in her leg when Amanda abducted her. A key in her leg. She has to saw it off and get out the bone marrow and the key at the same time in 3 minutes. Oh boy. And she uses a tube to suck the key and the marrow out. If done in 3 minutes, the razor wire in front of her neck will go live and cut off her head if she's not done in 3 minutes. Like literally, she's not only using a wire, kind of like Gordon used the hacksaw to cut off his own leg in the first one, Dr. Gordon, but she has one that's strapped right here that if she doesn't do it in 3 minutes, it's going to sever it through her spinal cord and out again. Yeah, it's crazy. And that's one thing I like about this movie is these traps kind of seemed they went back to basics. In 1, 2, and 3, they kind of had basic traps so that you could buy from with parts from a Home Depot or a hardware store and build it yourself. So she uses the key to release the cannon for herself. Although she succeeds in removing her leg, her time runs out and she's decapitated. Cecilia is able to call for help. She's the doctor. She's the doctor who is the ringleader of all this. She's able to call for help, but Amanda shocks her into submission. Confiscates the phone. Parker breaks into the clinic. Yeah. So we now know there's this other guy who was supposedly the patient who was treated. Parker breaks into the clinic, claiming he wants his money back. Amanda retains Parker, while Mateo is forced into his own trap. Mateo's trap is called brain surgery, or I call it such. Yeah. Not yet. This is just X. This is all Twitter, folks. All Twitter. X. But anyways, so this one I call it brain surgery. Why? Because he played a fake surgeon, so he has to do real life surgery now. Yeah, see how John's twisted mind works with these games? Oh, this is fun. Brain surgery. To trap the fake surgeon is strapped to a head trap. Yes, we have a head trap back again. It has two columns up here, and it's wrapped around the top of his head. And there's a GoPro camera strapped to the top. Why you're asking that? I don't know Roman numerals. You should know Roman numerals. I mean, you deal with sports all the time. You should know Roman numerals, dude. Just kidding. Um, so he has to use this camera, and he has a little monitor he's seen. He has to take a scalpel using the camera that he sees on a little monitor and cut out a part, like go through his skull to the gray matter of his brain and grab a chunk of brain and place it into the scale that has acid in it. He gets enough of it. In 3 minutes, the key's released and he's free. Yeah. Yeah, so we're kind of not necessarily going into grotesque. These are kind of simple. It's kind of like the bear trap and how it would break open the mouth, kind of like that. So this is one where he has to actually perform surgery on himself. And let's see, where's Mateo? Mateo's forced to drill into his own skull and remove a portion of the cerebral tissue to obtain another key. After too long, a heated mask closes on his face and kills him. Wow. So it wasn't even that killed him. It was a mask. The Super Bowl is Roman numerals for a while. uh, at WrestleMania, you used to use Roman numerals too. So ha. Anyways, now we're into Gabriella. I'm jumping. I'm doing these like this because these are the way the traps were in the movie, and I'm not really telling you what goes on between the dialogue, stuff like that. Just getting into the meat and potatoes, the meat and potatoes of this. Gabriel's next. Oh, this one's crazy. I call it X-ray vision or the radiology trap. What it is she's suspended in the air. Let me actually here we go. Here's my notes on it. Gabrielle is and she is suspended from shackles around her waist and ankles while being subjected to ionizing radiation. Yes, the same radiation that they treat cancer with. You see where John's going with this, don't you, folks? That's right, WrestleMania. She's doing this here in Philly, so. And she must use a sledgehammer. Gabrielle must use a sledgehammer to break her shackled limbs and escape in 3 minutes. I don't know about you, but if I have radiation going there that's going to try and hurt me, I'm breaking the shackles really quickly to get out of there. She succeeds. She succeeds. Sometimes these games are winnable. It's just a matter of how you think about doing it. She succeeds, and John orders Amanda to take her to the hospital. However, before she can, the now free Parker forces them at gunpoint to free Cecilia. And this is where things get interesting, folks. Where they get interesting. Cecilia breaks Gabriella's neck. She survived the game. Cecilia killed her. John was letting her go. She learned her lesson. She had broken limbs and some radiation poisoning. I mean, she was going to survive. She reveals she called Parker. So that phone call she made earlier was to Parker, who's part of the scam to free her, to free Cecilia. Sorry. She forces John to chain himself in her trap. She hears Carlos outside of the facility, that little boy with the bike who John helped. Outside the facility and had noticed John befriending the boy earlier, chains him up opposite John on a seesaw-like trap, which waterboards them with blood. So pretty much it's a seesaw that tilts like this. You're suspended in air. You're suspended in the air. And you pull a lever and it flips you up like this, and you're waterboarding someone with blood. And so the other person pulls it, you're like that. So it's John and this little kid in there. It gets interesting though, folks. It gets very interesting. Here we go. Parker and Cecilia leave to retrieve the bag of stolen cash from John's control room. John was sitting in a control room this whole time, watching everything going on. Just remember, like John was in the room in 1, and just like in the house, Amanda was in the house in 2, making sure people got their just desserts in certain aspects of it. Yeah. John Kramer always has a plan and is always somewhere hiding. Because this one, like I say, went back to basics because they're they had abandoned facility that the scam happened in. So it's like I kind of love this. I love where this is building. But here we go. You guys ready? However, a tripwire is activated that seals Parker and Cecile in the room and frees John and Carlos. John reveals Diego gave up Parker as one of the scammers, and he tricks Cecilia into luring him into the facility. So John allowed her to call him, so he can bring Parker here too. Oh, see, John's always 3 steps ahead of everyone, folks. Always 3 steps ahead. A deadly chemical gas begins filling the control room, and there's only one escape. There's 2 people and one little hole that you can stick your head out of to get fresh air. Yeah. John thought of everything, folks. He thought of everything. Begins filling the room with the only respite being ventilation hole large enough for one person's head. Cecilia stabs Parker to death, but only can watch as John, Amanda, and Carlos, to whom John gave the money, the stolen money, he gave to the little kid, Carlos. The kid was poor. He needed the money. There we go. And they leave the facility while she's left imprisoned. They just leave, kind of like how he just leaves in Saw 1. He just kind of leaves. So that's the main story arc, folks. It leaves there, and we go into Saw 2 after this. But you see, I'm not going into that. You see, guys, there's 2 things you want to learn from this movie. Don't scam John Kramer. And like Kayla said, karma's always coming back for you. But here's the thing about this movie. I love this movie. One thing I loved about it was it went back to basics. After 3, it kind of lost its way with Amanda, the other apprentices like Hoffman was in there, Jill, Jigsaw's own wife was doing stuff, fulfilling his dying wishes and everything. Yeah. John told Carlos not to pull the lever. Yeah, because John knew that him and Carlos were going to be all right. So yeah. Like I said, Kayla, I didn't really go into much detail because I want people to see it for themselves too. But like I said, this is basic. 1, we were stuck in a room. Here, we're stuck in a facility. 2, we're stuck in a house. And after that, the traps got bigger and bigger and bigger. And you're like, how did you? And it was one of those things. It's like, how did you build that? How did you build that in that short period of time without anyone noticing? This is why I like the whole abandoned building concept and everything of these movies, and how John could just sneak in there, do this stuff, and he's dying. So what are they going to do? Lock him up in prison where he's for life and kill him? Honestly, he's a dead man. But anyways, like Kayla said, there is an after credit scene on this movie. Do not watch it if you haven't seen the others. Just a tip of advice. Yeah, that is true. It, like I said, it is supposedly chronologically between 1 and 2, but it's the 10th one in the thing, and it pays homage to a lot of different things in there, like they mention certain things that have happened, and then a little nods because, like I said, these were the writers of Jigsaw and Spiral, so they threw in a little things in there for everyone. What's good, director? Hey, Nick. What's up, man? Universal Wrestling Podcast. Check them out every Thursday, guys, right here. And check out Kayla, too, on her Outrage Control on Sundays with Dango, who was in the chat earlier. Check them out as well, too, folks. But anyways, like I said here, I like the bringing back into basics aspect of this movie. What worked was the first 3 movies, in my opinion. You bring back John Kramer, you're star of the movie. It's going to sell. Look at this was one of a great opening weekend this past weekend for a franchise like this, for the 10th part of a franchise. Number 10. The only other number 10 that came out this year was Fast X. Was Fast X. That's the only other part 10 that came out this year too. So that was the only battle between the 10th part of the franchises. But like I said, I loved seeing Shawnee Smith back. I love seeing Tobin Bell back. I love the storyline in here. And let's just say that you'd be like, well, there's that one guy who was the fake patient who led Johnny into the scam. But yeah, let's just say he gets his just desserts. I'm not going to spoil that, but you Henry comes back at the end of the movie, and I'm not spoiling it. You have to see it. That's one to do that. And like Kayla said, watch all the other ones before you watch this because you're going to have a good time with this one as soon as you watch all those. But that was a lot to cover in this period of time. Well, it comes time of that night where I decide, is this too sweet? It can't be beat. Is it too sour? Don't even bother. Or if it's right in the middle, and I just go, meh. So let's find out what my rating is. So, what's my rating? Everyone, let's throw them up. That's right. It's just too sweet. It can't be beat. Throw them up and let's go. Boom! Right there. Right there we go, folks. So it's just too sweet. It can't be beat. So go check this out. It's October. It's part of Spooktacular right here on the director's cut. It's pumpkin spice season. Don't buy that crap. Go see spooky movies instead. Waste your money on spooky movies, not on pumpkin spice. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. Thanks for watching and diving deep into the world of movies with me. As always, you guys see right down here, all the socials right down there where you can find all of us fanatics, where you can find us all right down there below. Check out the descriptions of this because you can find my personal Bin Buster pages on social media right there as well, and as well as my channel where I talk movies. I don't talk out of theater movies. I talk more physical media on my channel. So that's something that interests you. Check it out at Bin Buster right here on YouTube, as well as all of their social media platforms. But I mainly do videos on that channel on YouTube. And remember, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that thumbs up, hit that bell notification for whenever us fanatics drop a new video for you guys out there. So, anyways, until next time, remember there's more to movies than what we see on the screen. I'm Greydon, and I'm your guide through the films and their histories, right here on the Director's Cut. I'll see you guys here next time. Bye.